Welcome to Service Connected. I'm Rich Lamberti. I'm a Navy vet. I did 8 years as a cryptologic technician. I watched 14 people die on the flight deck of the USS Nimitz in 1981, and I'm currently fighting the VA for the disability rating I earned. If you're a veteran trying to navigate the VA claim system, this show is for you. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accredited VSO yet. I'm just a guy who has read way too much of Title 38, and I'm going to tell you what actually happens, not what the VA website says happens. Today's episode, your compensation and pension exam, and why your examiner probably half-assed it. If you have filed a VA disability claim, you know what a C&P exam is. Compensation and pension. The VA sends you to a contractor. They poke at you for 20 minutes. They fill out a DBQ, a disability benefits questionnaire, and that DBQ goes to a rater who decides your percentage. That 20-minute appointment can be the difference between 0% and 70%. It can be worth thousands of dollars a month for the rest of your life. So you would think the VA would make damn sure these exams are done right. They do not. I have had 4 bad C&P exams in the last 6 months. 4. I'm going to tell you about the most recent one because it is fresh and because it is textbook. June 25th, 2026. OptumServe, Savannah, Georgia. Examiner, Madison Jane Dubberly, family nurse practitioner. Hip and lumbar spine exam. I'm claiming bilateral hip osteoarthritis and lumbar strain, service-connected. I have hip pain in my service treatment records going back to 1983. I have current imaging showing arthritis in both hips. I have a nexus letter from a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Mark Jenkins, out of Chatham Orthopaedic Associates, that says, and I quote, "At least as likely as not related to service." That letter is rock solid. So I walk into this C&P exam expecting a real range of motion test. If you have ever had a joint exam done properly, you know what is supposed to happen. The examiner pulls out a goniometer. It is a big plastic protractor, costs about $12 on Amazon. They put one arm on your femur, one arm on your pelvis. They move your leg until you say stop, or until you hit pain, and they read the degrees. Flexion, extension, abduction, adduction, internal rotation, external rotation. Every plane. They write down where pain starts. They do it 3 times and take the average. That is what the DBQ calls for. That is what 38 CFR 4.59 requires. Dubberly did not use a goniometer. Not once. She sat at her desk about 6 feet away from me and eyeballed it. She said, "Lift your leg. Lift it higher. Okay, stop." And she typed a number. No instrument, no measurement, visual estimation from across the room. That is not a range of motion test. That is guessing. She did not document pain on motion properly. She did not do repetitive use testing. The whole thing took maybe 15 minutes. I walked out knowing that DBQ was going to be garbage. Here's the thing, though. I won anyway, because I had that nexus letter from Dr. Jenkins. The VA rater looked at Dubberly's DBQ, looked at Jenkins's independent medical opinion, and the rater chose Jenkins. Service connection granted. Bilateral hip osteoarthritis, 10% each. Lumbar strain, 20%. Combined rating went from 50 to 70%, effective April 3rd, 2026. Back pay pending. So why am I pissed? Because I should not have needed to spend money out of pocket on a private nexus letter to overcome a bad C&P exam that the VA paid a contractor to do badly. And because the next veteran who walks into Dubberly's office might not have a Jenkins letter in their back pocket. That veteran is going to get a lowball DBQ with made-up range of motion numbers. The rater is going to take it at face value, and that veteran is going to get denied or underrated. And then that veteran has to file a higher-level review or a supplemental claim and wait another 6 to 18 months to fix something that should have been done right the first time. So here's what I want you to take away from this. If you have a C&P exam coming up, here's your checklist. Number 1, bring a battle buddy. Spouse, friend, fellow vet, anybody. They sit in the corner, they take notes, they are your witness. The examiner cannot refuse a chaperone. If they try, you document that too. Number 2, know what the DBQ looks like before you walk in. Go to the VA website, search DBQ hip, DBQ knee, DBQ back, whatever you're claiming. Download the PDF, read it. Know what measurements they're supposed to take. Know what questions they're supposed to ask. That way, when they skip something, You know in real time. Number 3, speak up about pain. The DBQ has a specific box for pain on motion, painful motion, functional loss. If it hurts at 30 degrees and they keep pushing to 60, say, "Stop, that hurts." Write that down. And if they do not write it down, you write it down. Right after the exam, sit in your car, open your phone, and write down everything that happened. What time did it start? What time did it end? What did they measure? What did they skip? Did they use a goniometer? Did they do repetitive testing? What did they say? Contemporaneous notes. Date them. That becomes evidence if you have to challenge the DBQ. Number 4, get your own evidence. I know Nexus letters cost money. I paid $975 for a PTS DDBQ that got me 50%. I paid out of pocket for the Jenkins IMO that won my hips. It sucks that you have to pay to fix a free exam that the government botched, but that is the system we are in right now. If you can afford one good Nexus letter from a real specialist who reads your records, do it. It is the single highest return on investment in the entire claims process. Number 5, if the exam was bad, document it. The VA sends out a Veterans Experience Survey after every C&P exam. Fill it out. Be factual, be specific, do not rant, do not threaten. Just write what happened. No goniometer used, range of motion visually estimated from examiner's desk, pain on motion not documented, exam duration 15 minutes. That survey goes into the contractor's quality file. Enough bad surveys, and the VA is supposed to pull that examiner's contract. Does it always work? No. But silence definitely does not work. Number 6, file a FOIA for the DBQ. VA Form 20-10206. Do it online. It is free. You are entitled to see what the examiner wrote about you. It usually takes 20 business days minimum, realistically 4 to 6 weeks. When you get it, read every line. Compare the range of motion numbers to what actually happened in the room. If they do not match, that is your basis for a higher level review, a supplemental claim, or a complaint to the examiner's state licensing board. I have filed complaints with the Georgia Board of Nursing against 3 C&P examiners in the last 60 days. One of them has already been acknowledged. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you that is an option, after you have the DBQ in hand and after your claim is decided. Do not file a board complaint while your claim is still open. Wait for the rating first, then go after the examiner if the DBQ is fraudulent. You do not want to give the VA a reason to order a new exam and delay your claim another 3 months. All right, that is it for Episode 1. C&P exams. Bring a witness, know the DBQ, speak up about pain, document everything, get your own Nexus if you can, fill out the survey, FOIA the DBQ, and do not file board complaints until after the rating posts. If this helped you, share it with a veteran who is waiting on a claim. If you have a C&P horror story, I want to hear it. We're going to build a wall of these because sunlight is the best disinfectant, and the VA's C&P contractors have been operating in the dark for too long. I am Rich Lamberti. This is Service Connected. I will see you next time. And hey, check your e-benefits tonight. You never know.